Hey YouTube. What's up Facebook? And Instagram. Cool. What's up guys? It's Dean. Welcome to Manful Yoga. And in today's video, so I've been doing a ton of live videos this week, and the reason is because I've created a ton of new content and I'm sharing it all with you now. And this is the last video broadcast that I'll be doing this week in relation to all the other ones that I've been doing. And this particular broadcast is going to focus on yoga as an injury prevention and as a rehabilitation form of exercise. So even if you're watching this live, let me know if this applies to you. Just leave a comment. Let me know what kind of problems you've had or issues you've had in the past. And if you're not watching this live, then just leave a comment anyways, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. So we're gonna be using these videos for quite some time. So this will be relevant even a year after we made this. So yoga as injury prevention and rehabilitation. So this video and this path, or what I'm calling paths, of our community is for people who are injury prone, for people who have recurring injuries, for people who have had who are recovering from back or hip or shoulder injury, people who are unable to do normal exercise because they just have pain or discomfort, or they're just, again, kind of injury prone. So again, a lot of these people who have had surgery in the past, maybe they just have recurring issues that just don't seem to go away. This can include knee problems, shoulder problems, wrist problems, neck, spine problems. It's also really relevant to people who spend a lot of time sitting at a desk. So this is also for desk workers. Typically these people are, if you fall in this, if you identify with this group or with this path, you typically have a medium or a lower level of fitness motivation. That's not to say that this doesn't include people who have a higher level of motivation, but usually those people who have a higher level of motivation to work out will address those issues that are causing them to have injuries, or maybe you just don't know why you're injury prone or why you're having these issues. Some other characteristics of these types of people I'm talking about now: not a lot of focus on the type of exercise that helps to build foundational strength. So you might go through your exercises really quickly without paying a lot of attention to form. Maybe you like high intensity workouts, you like things where you're moving quickly and you don't really slow things down. You probably don't have great core strength. You probably don't do a lot of full body movements where you're integrating everything, and you probably don't move a lot. So I'm assuming that if you're injury prone and you're having I'm assuming that if you're injury prone that you're not moving a lot on a daily basis. You might be apprehensive about movement just because it hurts, or maybe you just do the bare minimum of what you need to do. You might even be on painkillers, taking ibuprofen every few hours, or maybe something stronger every few hours, just to get to the day. So these are the kind of people that I'm talking about that fit into this injury prevention and this rehabilitation program. Sorry, not rehabilitation program, but kind of this identity. And so what will be really helpful for these types of people? So a type of yoga that's going to help this identity, if this is you, is a yoga program that goes very slowly, so that focuses on exercises that you can safely do with your particular issues. So if you have back issues, that means that you're not going to be doing forward folds, right? You're not going to be like reaching down and touching your toes, because that hurts your back if you have issues. You're not going to be doing really deep twist. You're probably not going to be doing exercise as intense as someone else. You're probably not going to be doing handstands or something advanced like that. We're going to be more focused on developing functional, and when I say functional, I kind of mean just daily fitness, or the strength and the mobility to accomplish daily tasks. So we're going to be much more focused on reestablishing a functional level of fitness so that you can move throughout the day without pain, that you can do the tasks that you want to do, that you can reach your arms overhead, that you can comfortably sit down and do a squat, that you can get through the night without back pain. So if you wake up during the night from pain, or if you're sitting at a desk and you just have a lot of pain because your back hurts, this is who this is really going to help out. So some other ways that some other types of yoga that you want to focus on are more technique focused yoga, because if you have injuries, if you're injury prone, or if you're going through rehabilitation, there's a reason why that injury happened in the first place, and it's usually because of improper movement patterns. So it means that you were either exercising in a way that wasn't efficient for your body, and you were developing muscular imbalances that led the overexertion of one particular muscle group because your other muscles weren't doing enough. So that ended up in injury, or you ended up straining, or you ended up putting too much strain on a particular joint. Maybe you weren't using your core, you're using your hips enough, so that resulted in lower back pain and lower back injury. So these are some typical, so these are some ways that, so we can do yoga in a way that helps these people by, again, focusing on developing a functional level of strength and mobility, by teaching you how to move correctly, by slowing things down and making sure that you are engaging the proper muscles, that you're using your body the way it's supposed to be used. So this is how yoga is going to be most effective for you. And I also put in this title of this video, inspired by physical therapy. And I'm not a physical therapist. I'll go straight off and say that I'm not a physical therapist, but I have made programs working with physical therapists to address the main causes of back pain and hip pain and other really common injuries. So I've created programs that will help people avoid injury and recover from surgery or injury. So let's talk about some other stuff. So common challenges of these people, again, kind of include day-to-day fitness. So just being able to do what you need to do on a daily basis, reaching up, squatting down, bending over. Pain is an issue, right? So you probably have some sort of pain throughout the day. Again, you might be waking up in the middle of the night. We want to get to a strong yoga program that will be effective for you is one that addresses the underlying causes of these weaknesses, because we don't have injury if our body is functional and healthy. Sorry, that's not true. You still are at risk of injury. You're not ever going to, totally injury-proof yourself. It's not possible. But, if you're just, doing your daily life and you're not playing sports and you're just, doing normal things, you could have muscle tears and muscle strains every now and then, or maybe you have a broken bone here or there because you have an accident. But as far as having recurring injuries over and over again, that's indicative of a chronic issue. That's indicative of muscular development that isn't happening, or a lack of mobility, or just an improper movement pattern. So we want to make sure that we are addressing the root causes of what's causing those injuries. So we want to correct those we want to correct that muscle activation. We want to start to address muscular imbalances. We want to correct your movement patterns. And so some examples of people that I've worked with include a guy last week. He sent me an email. Actually, he posted it on our private Facebook group. He said that he'd been doing yoga for 3 months now, but up until he started manful yoga about 6 weeks ago, he didn't notice any difference. But within the first couple of weeks of starting to do manful yoga, he noticed that his back was feeling a lot better. He was now able to get through an entire night without waking up. Before, he was actually waking up from back pain 2 or 3 times a night. And by using our programs, specifically a program that I have called Bulletproof Your Back, which is part of our injury prevention and rehabilitation path, he was able to get to that point within 2 weeks that he wasn't feeling back pain. And I think this is a really cool thing about what I do with Manful Yoga and what we do in terms of creating videos and creating programs. but we create programs that are not one-size-fit-all programs, but they are safe for people with specific issues. So again, we're not going to give someone who has, we're not going to give the same program to somebody who has chronic back pain for, to someone else who is looking to improve the performance for weightlifting, because they have different levels of strength, they have different levels of mobility, they have different goals. And so the problem with traditional yoga is that you're mostly getting one-size-fit-all classes. A lot of yoga also tends to rely on forward folds, which is really bad for your back. Especially, they're really bad for your back when you're not using the proper technique. And so the problem with most yoga is that you're actually not getting a lot of technique focus. The focus is more on the kind of the overall experience of the yoga class, less on the technique, less on proper mechanics, and less on telling people what you should and should not be feeling while doing the exercise. So, that's just an example of one guy. We've also got a guy who I work with, his name is Firas, and he had chronic shoulder pain. He spends, all day working at a desk. He's in IT, and he started working out because he wanted to be healthier. And this might sound like this story might relate to you guys. You might be able to relate to this story. But he started working out because he realized that, I'm not very healthy. I need to start taking care of myself better. And so he started lifting weights and he started working out, but he had to stop, after a couple of months because he had severe shoulder pain. And the reason was because he didn't have that foundational level of strength and mobility to be able to do these workouts that he wanted to do. So using Manful Yoga, using some of my programming, and I want to give him a ton of credit because he actually stuck with the workouts and really did them on a regular basis. He got back to the point where he was not only stronger than he was before, but he also is now experiencing zero shoulder pain. And when we first started working together, he was having shoulder pain pretty much constantly. And so now he's at a point where he's got 0 out of 10 shoulder pain. He's doing all of the exercises he wants to do. He's doing overhead pressing, he's doing pull-ups, he's doing bench press, he's doing push-ups. He's not having the issues that he used to because he addressed those underlying weaknesses. And I think this is a big problem with fitness in general, but people want to go out and they want to do the exercises that they see people who they want to look like or people who they want to train like doing, instead of doing what they need to do. They need to do that foundational strength training. They need to make sure that their hip muscles are working the way that they're supposed to, that they are standing up with proper posture, that they're being more attentive to their posture during the day, that they have an adequate level of shoulder mobility and shoulder strength to be able to do basic exercises like an overhead press and a push-up. And so even if your goal isn't to practice yoga, the way that we've kind of developed Manful Yoga helps you get prepared for other types of fitness. So if you want to do weightlifting, or if you want to start running, or if you just want to be pain-free throughout the day, we give you programs and we give you workouts that are not that long. There are workouts, the Bulletproof Your Back program I talked about starts out at 10 minutes per day, 10 to 20 minutes per day. So you don't have to go to an hour yoga class. You can actually get a really effective workout in 10, 20 minutes. Most of our workouts are in the 30 to 35 minute range, and if you want longer than that, we also have workouts that are 50, 60, 70 plus minutes. So it's easy to get, my point is you don't have to do an hour of yoga in order to get the results. So there's just a lot of ways that we try to make things we try to make our workouts and our programs more effective in terms of fitness focus, but also in terms of making sure we're not giving people one-size-fit-all plans. We give people workouts that are safe to do for their body. And this particular path that I'm talking about right now is one of 5 paths or identities that we've identified, that we've recognized as a result of having conversations with our members. Setting up weeks at a time where we just have phone calls with our members, and we'll get on the phone for 20, 30, 40 minutes, and we'll just talk with people, and we'll try and learn about their fitness goals and their struggles. And what we found was, despite the thousands of people that are using these programs, for the most part, 95% or more of the people that we talked with kind of fit into will identify with one of 5 of these paths. And this particular path I'm talking about now is the injury prevention and the rehab path. And this is now available in the members area. But if you want to learn more about this path, we just put up a blog. It's the newest blog on the Manful Yoga blog. Go to manfulyoga.com/blog, click injury prevention and rehab, and you'll be able to read more about the type of yoga that people who are trying to focus on injury prevention and rehab, the type of yoga that they should be doing. You're going to learn about and hopefully identify with some of those common challenges or those common weaknesses of these types of people. You're going to learn about the kind of fitness that you should be focusing on if you want to get back to a functional level of fitness, meaning the ability to go about your daily activities and accomplish physical tasks without pain or discomfort, and also get an idea of the results that you can expect within 1 to 3 months. And I think this is really cool, but you don't have to do, when it comes to following Manful Yoga programs, and I'm saying Manful Yoga because I can't speak for all types of yoga, because again, a lot of yoga actually will exacerbate certain issues. I've had people who have had back pain and they go to a yoga class and they get some of the movements to help with back pain, but then they do some movements that totally make it worse. So I'm speaking about Manful Yoga because I can't speak about other types of yoga. But one of the really cool things about doing just a couple of weeks of Manful Yoga is that you'll notice an immediate difference in your body. You'll feel better, you'll have less discomfort, you'll have less pain, you'll move more fluidly. You'll be able to sleep better because you're stretching, you're moving, you're relieving stress in your body, but you're also not going to wake up from pain in the middle of the night, which is a big issue. And I think what's really cool is that you're addressing not just, you're not just building muscle, you're actually addressing the root causes of why you're having fitness issues in the first place. So instead of, this program that's just designed to make you look good, you're actually going to feel good as well. So, within that first month, huge improvements in terms of how you move and how you feel. And then within 3 months, you'll start to notice that your body's changing as well, that your appearance, that your aesthetics are starting to reflect the way that you're moving and feeling. And then from there, you'll be able to go back into normal exercise. You'll be able to do, if you want to do more intense exercise, if you want to do more high impact exercise, if you want to lift weights, you want to run, or you want to do boot camp style workouts, you can start doing that because now you have this functional kind of foundational level of strength. So I think that's just really cool, and that's a typical story. That's a typical success story that we hear about every day at Manful Yoga. So if you're watching this the week of October, I think it's October 18th now, we have open enrollment through October 21st. That's a Monday. Typically, we are closed for enrollment, and this allows us to focus on creating content. So we wouldn't have been able to create all of these paths as quickly as we did if we had open enrollment all the time, because we would also be saying, in addition to trying to create content, we'd also be making content that says, hey guys, come join our program. We've got a really great program, but we only do this we only do this for a week or a few days at a time every other month. And this allows us to focus on creating that content for you guys, so you're ultimately getting a better product, and we're better able to service our members instead of focusing on just signing people up. So that's why we have open enrollment periods. It's going on right now, and even if it's not, if you're watching this later on, then still go to the website, go to manfulyoga.com, see what we've got going on. Things change all the time. So I'm gonna go to questions. I think it looks like we had hey, Kaya. Shh. Got a snoring dog.
Just one person asked where they can find Bulletproof Your Back.
Bulletproof Your Back is in the members area. So if you go once you sign up, you're gonna go to manfulyoga.com/7-day-trial, or you can just go to manfulyoga.com and you can click, there should be at the top of the page, there should be an option to learn more about the members area. And then when you log into the members area, you just click programs, search Bulletproof Your Back, and it'll be right there. So we also actually have you can actually access phase 1 of Bulletproof Your Back for free at manfulyoga.com/bulletproof-your-back. So you can actually access phase 1 of the program and see for yourself that it actually works and that you will get immediate results in terms of, again, improving how you feel, improving how you move within that first week of doing the workouts. And again, it's just 10 to 20 minutes a day, which is a very minimal commitment. The exercises are things that everyone can do. You know, it doesn't matter what your fitness level is, whether you're an elite athlete or you are a couch potato, you're going to be able to do these exercises. They're simple, they feel great, and you feel great at the end of it as a result. Cool. All right. So, thanks guys for watching. Again, this was directed at people who are interested in using yoga to prevent injury and recover from surgery, recover from injury. And this is yoga that's inspired partly by physical therapy. I'm not a physical therapist. I definitely need to say that. But again, I've worked with physical therapists to develop these programs to make sure that they are appropriate for people who are injured, to make sure that they're safe, and to make sure that they're ultimately effective and that they work, instead of just giving you, a random yoga workout that's a one-size-fits-all thing. Again, you can find all this information at my website. This blog, go to manfulyoga.com/blog and search for injury prevention and rehab, and you'll find this blog, and you'll be able to learn more about how Manful Yoga and a fitness-centric type of yoga can help you prevent injury and recover. So, and again, open enrollment going on this week. Go to manfulyoga.com to learn more and sign up today.
One question here.
One question.
Common rotator cuff rehabilitation possible through yoga?
So yoga will help with rotator cuff issues to some extent, but rotator cuff is more so about correcting an imbalance of pushing and pulling in your upper body. So most people who have rotator cuff pain, they're doing too much pushing. They don't have a lot of shoulder mobility, and they're not doing enough pulling. So yoga can help to some extent, but there are a lot of exercises that are not in yoga that will help as well. And actually, we have workouts that are designed that you will never find in a traditional yoga workout, but we put into our workouts because they're effective for helping with those common rotator cuff issues. So we've got a program called the Strength Foundations course, which is an incredible program. It's something that tons of different types of people have been doing and experiencing really incredible results from in just a month or two. And a lot of these workouts in this program address those common issues that lead to rotator cuff injury and rotator cuff pain. So you'll experience some of those stuff in that. You can also head to a blog called Prone Scapular Stability Exercises on the Manful Yoga blog. So Prone Scapular Stability Exercises, and you can learn some stuff, learn some exercises for helping with preventing rotator cuff pain. Cool. All right, guys, thanks again for joining me. If you're not already subscribed, you're liking on Facebook or following me on Instagram, make sure you're doing all of that. We put out different content on each of those channels almost every day. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good week.